Today we're talking to Saints manager in Allinson at a rather chilly Canvey Island, where Saints have won today 2-1 against Concord Rangers, National League South. 3 straight wins in. We're still in the bottom 3, but that cracking goal at the end by Louis Theophanis giving us a good chance of escaping.
Yeah, it's as I say, it's nice to win the third game on the trot, which is important. Never an easy place to come and pick up 3 points, and I think going into that last 5 minutes I'd settled for a point until Louis picked the ball up there, and a fantastic goal, absolutely great strike, and it was worthy to go and win the game in the end.
We didn't seem to get off to the best of start. It's a little bit sluggish, goal down in 17, but after that I felt once we got level, I thought, we weren't banging away, keeper wasn't making lots of saves, but I thought if the inside was going to win it, it's going to be us.
Yeah, I felt it was, as you said there, we didn't start great. I felt we struggled to adapt to the conditions, and it was a little bit windy, quite bobbly, and they played the conditions better than we did. I felt they turned us quite a lot in the first 15-20 minutes, and I felt it was a poor goal. I felt we needed to defend the goal better. We dropped deep, we let people get runners on us, and it was just a poor goal to give away. And then it's how we react after that, and I was really pleased that the reaction was that we got back in the game, and we kept trying to get back in the game, and it was a fantastic header from Ben that got us in it. And as you say there, I felt we were the one team that was looking to try and win the game. And you've got to look at where they are in the league. Obviously they've still got a great chance of getting in the playoffs, so it was just one of them where we knew if we kept plugging away we might get a chance. But I felt going into that last 5 minutes I'd have settled for a point here today.
Ben's had troubled times of late, so he will have enjoyed that goal, I think.
Oh, it was fantastic, and he has had troubled times, but I felt he took his punishment really, really well. I think the club have handled it correctly, and hopefully it's all swept under the carpet now. It's all done, and we can all get on and move on. And as I've said all along, Ben might be one of them that pops up in the last game of the season and scores the winner that keeps us in this league. So it was important we keep somebody with his experience, and I felt today him and Eddie at the back as the 2 centre-halves are outstanding for us. They marshalled the defence really, really well, and as I said, it was just a shame we give a poor goal away, which I felt at the time was, it's how we react to that poor goal, and thankfully we reacted really well.
It's a remarkable turnaround. 4 wins in 5, 3 wins on the trot. First time we've done that since the last 4 games of the last season. We won all 4 then. It really has given us a chance. Did you really think this side had it in it to do that?
It's easy to say now because we've just had 4 games in 5 games, but I think I look at the quality of players you had here, and certainly I felt if we could get them organised, I don't think there was a problem with fitness. I think it was just really trying to get people organised, people focused on the jobs they were trying to do, and once we've done that, then the confidence will come back when you start winning games and scoring goals. Certainly with the 4 forwards in Charlie McDonald, Michael Falasitas, Louis and Harry Anderson, we've got 4 very forward-thinking players, and at the moment all 4 of them are working extremely well together. They're working extremely hard when we haven't got the ball, and they're a constant menace to every defence in this league, and hopefully that may continue as we go into the final 7 games. And then behind that, the 2 midfield players, we've got Sam Corcoran back next week, which is a bonus, and also the back 4 have come in and done extremely well. We lost young Josh Staunton today. Charlton have pulled him back, but Hugo come in after being out 3 weeks with a knee injury, and he's done just as well as what we've done with Eddie playing there. So the squad, has taken a good shape. That we've not really moved the team around too much in the last couple of games because we felt it looked quite balanced. And as I say, that confidence is probably the next step that's taken us to where we are now.
Concord seemed to do a pretty good job on Harry Anderson. He was a lot quieter today, but Louis Theophanis, 3 goals in 3 games. He's our main striker, and he's hitting his top form at just the right time. Yeah,
he is, and you've got to give full credit to Concord today, because they did keep Harry quiet. I don't think the pitch helped his performance in terms of what sort of style of player he is, because he wants to get the ball down, he wants to dribble with the ball, and it was quite bobbly out there today. But they did a good job on him. They doubled up on him every time he got the ball, and it became a bit frustrating for him. But they're all things he has to learn as a young footballer learning the game, but also from Theo's point of view is that he's finding this little niche now. He drifts into areas, he drifts out onto the left, he drifts into the centre off of Charlie, and he drifts to the right, and he's got that freedom to go and do that. And certainly when he picks the ball up, he's a threat, as we see in the first half and again the second half with a shot that just went past the post, and then his final delivery and then final was a fantastic finish. You pick that up anywhere in football in the world, and you wouldn't see a better finish than that today in the last couple of minutes.
Well, that came 89 minutes. That goal will be all the sweeter, of course. They scored their equaliser down the park, even later than that. And they haven't lost so far. That's their first defeat so far this year. The last one was back at Christmas. So that is quite a result rate for us.
Well, we knew that before the game, as you say. I think their last defeat was against Ebbsfleet on Boxing Day, so they're unbeaten in 2016. And we knew that going into the game. We knew it was going to be a tough game. But as I said there, everybody has stepped up to the plate, not only today, but also over the last 3 or 4 weeks. I think everyone's trying to buy into what we're trying to teach them, and hopefully the things we're pushing across to them, and they've grasped it, and all it becomes easy for me in terms of now that I've just got to manage a team that's got confidence. I've got to manage a team that's got some good players, and we've just got to keep making sure that we keep them fully focused on what they're doing. We keep their feet firmly on the ground. Our discipline's improved over the last few weeks, so everything that we're doing at the moment is good. But them 7 games, and you know what it's like. It's one poor game, one poor decision could undo everything that we've built up over the last 3 or 4 weeks. But it's important. We've given ourselves half a chance, and now we've got to make sure we go and see it over the line.
Well, of those 7 games, 2 of them next Easter weekend on the Saturday and the Monday. That could have a bearing. If you get to a bad weekend, you're back in big trouble, but we really are flying now.
Well, it could be, as you said there, in this league, and I don't take this league for granted because I've been in it long enough now, and I know that every team in this league is capable of beating everybody, as we've shown over the last couple of weeks that we've got to pick some big results up. But we've got to make sure that we approach the games right. We've got a good week this week where we can get some good training into everybody, get them focused, and then, as you say, we go into a weekend where it could go either way. Whatever we pick up is going to be a bonus. If we don't pick anything up, then we've got 5 games up when it's going to probably need to go and win 4 of those 5. So, the more we win now, the more points we pick up now, the less we've got to do going into the final few weeks of the season. But, we've given ourselves half a chance, which is the main thing. We've got to go into them last 7 games now, probably still needing to win 4 or 5 of them. But I think with the way the team's playing at the moment, we certainly look like we've got goals in us. I think that's 2 games on the trot now. We've come from 1-0 down and picked up results. So we just got to keep believing. Everybody believing. The supporters have been absolutely fantastic again today. They've got behind the club, they've got behind that goal, and they've dragged the ball in that last couple of minutes. And everybody's got to get together. We've got to stick in there because we have given ourselves half a chance of staying up now.
You've never been involved in a relegation battle before, have you, to draw experience from?
I have, to be fair. On 2 occasions at Boreham Wood we had relegation battles, and when I took over at Stotfold in about 8 years ago, I think they were relegated. They just got beat 10-0. So it was, and the one thing with it, the one thing I've always been taught, and I've learnt myself, is not to panic in these situations. It's not to try and put pressure on players and try and take the pressure off the players. Try and get the players to believe in themselves, because they're good players at this football club. We've just got to just make sure they get their confidence back. Lee Chappell and Ben Martin and people like that have played at this level for a long time. Charlie McDonald won the league with Barnet last year. So we've just got to go and use these players. They've got vast experience. We've got to get their confidence back, and once we get their confidence and belief back, they then can transfer that onto the rest of the team, and which is what they're doing, and it's been fantastic. They're a great bunch of lads to work with. As I said earlier, they're bought into what we're trying to do, and hopefully we can take that forward. But the one thing from my point of view is I'm not going to panic in terms of putting pressure on them, because if I put pressure on them, then they'll fold. So we've got to try and keep them believing. And it worked for me in the other occasions when we was in relegation battles. I think at one stage at Boreham Wood we had 8 points going into the Christmas period, so that's how bad it was. But we managed to bring some players in January, and we started to pick up results. And the same thing happened there. As soon as you start picking results up, starting getting positive results, because the players start scoring goals, the belief comes back, the confidence comes back, and you go into every game believing that you're going to win every game. We're not going to do that, but we know if we can pick enough points up now over the last 7 games, we've given ourselves a fighting chance to stay in the league.
Well, it's Eastbourne Borough next for us, down at Clarence Park on Saturday, 26th of March. Mid-table side, they're not in a relegation battle, they're not in a promotion situation. You can't pick and choose your opposition, but they're the sort of sides you fancy your chances against.
It is, yeah, but I always know with Tommy Widrington what he demands from his team, so I know it's going to be a tough game. It's one of them games where they'll probably still look at it and think maybe if they put 7 wins together, they might still get in the playoffs. So it'll be one of them games. I know what Tommy's about. I know what his sides are about. They play good football. They'll look to play on the front foot, and it'll be a tough game. But we've got to approach it right. We've got to make sure that we're in the game as we've been again today in the game, and then hopefully we can pick the 3 points up and take it forward to the Hemel game on the Monday.
Well, home record, all right, we lost to Truro and Sutton in the last couple of months, but his home record's not too bad, considering where we've been in the league all season. And the last home game, there weren't many supporters there, but the rail they made was fantastic. A repeat of that on Saturday would be nice.
Well, that's what we said there. If we can get the supporters into the ground, it'd be fantastic. You know, I'd go out and I'd ask as many people that can get behind the players, because the players have deserved it, and some of the football they're playing in the last few weeks, they deserve to have a good crowd behind them. But hopefully they'll come in and see how these players can perform, because I keep saying it, they're good players. You know, they do try and play football the correct way, and they've worked extremely hard over the last 3 or 4 weeks, and it'd be nice to get a good crowd in there so we can show people what we've introduced over the last few weeks, and hopefully they can get behind us, and it might be the difference between us winning or drawing or even losing next week. And if we've got those extra sort of 50, 100 supporters, it could be a massive difference to us.
A couple of players not heard anything about lately is the Green brothers, Danny and Jack Green. What's happening to them?
Jack's got a meniscus, which is a slight tear of the cartilage, so he is out now. We won't see him now till pre-season. I think we've got him planned in for an operation at the end of May, so he won't be available till pre-season. Danny Green trained on Thursday night with us. He's still recovering from obviously breaking his nose at the beginning of the season. He then got a severe infection from that break, and he's been out for most of the season. So he trained Thursday. He'll be looking to get back into it over the next couple of weeks, but we've just got to be very, very careful. We don't bring him back, rush him back, and he has a reverse in terms of the infection starting back up again. So if we got anything out of him this season, it would be a bonus. If not, then hopefully we'll have him back in for pre-season to start again next year.
Thanks very much, Ian, and congratulations on that first straight win. So Saints next in action on Saturday, 26th of March. Eastbourne Borough are visitors to Clarence Park. National League South kick-offs at 3 o'clock, and on Easter Monday, short trip over to Hemel Hempstead. And don't forget that match has a 1 p.m. kick-off.